Okay. Hi, peoples. I am Nate. This is Peach Domino. Or with Peach Domino. Whatever. You know, whatever works. I am missing a piece of equipment, but that's okay. We're going to continue on. We're going to soldier on. So today, we are going to make... I don't seem to have any handy. Oh, here's one. We're going to make these playing card booklets. And as you can see, playing card, back of the playing card, and inside we have little pages, and I have glued them all together so that they're all stuck together, right? They don't just flop around. But in between each page, the way I've glued it, of course, now it's not going to cooperate, there's a pocket. It's not a very big pocket, but you know, a little secret note or bubblegum wrapper or something, I guess. And then some binder rings to hold everything together. So let me show you how to make this. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get 2 playing cards. Now these can be any playing card you want. You can do any numbers, any suits, any type, any cards really. I just use playing cards because playing cards. And I have these really cool limited edition gray ones. They're gray on one set, or gray on one color and black on the other color. So you take your 2 playing cards, decide which one you want on top, and then I like to put the back on the back, but you don't have to. You could flip it around so that it's a card on both sides, put the pattern on both sides. It's whatever you want to do. Take both of your cards, and did I lose another piece of equipment too? Give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry the camera keeps moving like that. It's the easiest way for me to pause and everything. Okay, oh, equipment. I was going to tell you that. Cards. A hole punch. Now I'm using this one hole punch. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not very strong. It gets through everything, but if you got a better hole punch, use that. Bone folder to fold the pages. 4 sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper. You can use any size paper you want, but I am using this size, and you'll see why in a minute. But you need 4 sheets of this, and your glue. I'm using tacky glue, because I can. Use whatever glue you prefer. It's okay, doesn't matter. And of course, 3 binder rings. You can use more if you want, but I mean, you see how well spaced they are. It's up to you. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do. Oh, you're also gonna need a paper cutter, and we're gonna be folding these in half, so you can use this to fold them in half if you'd like. I'm not going to. Not the cards, the paper, once we cut it. Okay, put your cards together, and I like to start them upside down, so that you have your top card and your bottom card, just like that. Make sure they're squared up, which is what the masking tape I had a minute ago on them was for. I'm not very well prepared for this video tonight, I am sorry. And I timed it, it takes me about 15 minutes to make one of these. But there's ways to batch, mass make, however you want to say that, so that if you're making a lot of them, it takes less time. Take your cards, find roughly the center, go a little bit in, and it's hard to show you. I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me punch it and then I'll show you. Go a little bit in, so it's not right up against the edge. See how it's not right up against this edge? That's what you want. And you're going to go towards the bottom, and you're going to punch roughly the same distance away from the edge. the same thing at the top. Space them as best you can. Or, if you want to get really perfect about it, a playing card is 2.5 inches across and 3.5 inches down. Now, other cards are different sizes. I do have cards that are other sizes. But playing cards themselves are 2.5 by 3.5. If you want to take a piece of paper, measure that out, make sure you got your holes in all the right spots, have fun. I'm not doing that. Now, we're going to take this tape off because we don't need this tape anymore. And I have these made in various stages so we don't have to wait for glue to dry or anything like that. Now, take your 4 sheets of paper. I'm going to do this one at a time. You can do them all at a time if you want to. That's up to you. I'm doing it this way on purpose. Set down your paper cutter. I have to put mine upside down to get my face in the right place to line this up. Now, line up your paper at hold on 5 inches. I'm sorry. Line it up this way. That's where I was getting confused. Okay, line it up this way at 3.5 inches. Okay? And then you cut. Now what you have once you've done that is a 3.5 inch by 11 inch sheet. And you have a 5 inch by 11 inch sheet. Okay? Does that make sense? Now you're going to have 4 of each of these, right? Then you're going to want to take your 3.5 inch by 11 inch sheet, put it in your cutter, line it up at 10 inches, and cut it. Pardon me. Will I figure this out? Okay, just being stupid. And then you're going to line it up at 5 inches and cut it. Now, I would recommend that you use a thicker paper than printer paper. I don't like using printer paper for these, but it does produce a much thinner book. So it's kind of up to you. So you've got your 2 sheets right here of 3.5 by 5 inch. These are the finished sheets before we fold them. Okay? Trust me on that. Now take your 5.5 or 5 inch by 11 inch sheet and go to 10.5 inches. Line it up and go on top at 10.5 inches. Cut it. Trust me, this paper does not matter. I have other paper already cut. And then 7 inches. Cut it. And then 3.5 inches. And cut. Okay? And then you have 5 of these. That's why you only need 4 sheets of paper to make these. You get 5 pages for these out of 4 sheets of paper. Now, once you have all of your paper cut into your 5 inch by 3.5 inch sheets, you should have 20 of them. And if you did 4 sheets of paper and cut it just like I showed you, you will have 20. And it's okay if some of them get torn. You can just put that on the outside and it'll get glued to the other pages and nobody will know. Nobody's gonna know. I know. I can hear your brain saying the rest of that phrase right now. Okay, let me get a little rest of this tape off. Now, you don't have to put tape on it. I did this because I was batch processing a whole bunch of them. And I wanted to make sure they didn't lose each other. And, well, I forgot that paper clips are a thing. So, you know, I just made life harder for myself. It's okay. Now, you've got all your papers, right? Take your paper. See how I've got the short side here and the long side here? This is the 5-inch side. You're gonna fold it. Please ignore the dog hair that keeps appearing. I don't know where it came from. I'm trying to keep the dogs out of my bedroom table, but you know, whatever. Okay, and you're just gonna burnish it once you get it folded. Okay? See how I got that? Now, once you go through all of these, you're going to have a stack of paper. If I can pick it up, because my fingers don't want to work. What happened there? Oh, something. I don't know what. What is it? Oh, that's right. Brain. You're going to have a stack of paper. It looks something like this. Only probably the same color. Ignore that part. Doesn't matter for this purpose. You're going to want to take and make sure your folds are all on the same side. And if you're using copy paper, you can do this with 2 at a time. If you are not using copy paper, I recommend 1 at a time. Now, take your cards, lay your bottom one down. This is important. Lay your bottom card down. You don't need it right now. Take your top card, hold it with your holes on the side that has your dominant hand. Like if you punch with your right hand, holes on the right. If you punch with your left hand, holes on the left. Okay? Take your folded paper with the folded side on the side of the holes and line it up and hold it really tight. Okay? Put some pressure on it. Ain't going nowhere. Take your hole punch. Look through the top. This is where it gets iffy for some people. Not everybody has good eyesight. I understand that. Line it up as best you can. I don't always get the right punch. And then punch it. Okay? And you're going to do that with all... oh, come on. 60 holes. That's 3 holes per sheet at 20 sheets. Okay? Sometimes they hang, apparently. I need them. Clean up my cutters. Okay. Now, once you got that done, okay, then you have a mess. Okay. These all done. Okay, you're gonna take cards. Figure out which is your top card and which is your bottom card. I line them upside down. Take your top card, make sure that your paper is facing the right direction. And you'll see on this one, and this is one that I had punched earlier, you'll see that my center hole is on wrong, is a little low for the card. And that's okay, because that just helps me know which side's up. So, make sure your holes are right. Take your bottom card, okay, and your glue. Now, you're going to want, we're not going to glue this cover on just yet. Actually, we are, because I'm using tacky glue. Never mind. Ignore the fact that I said that. Take your glue, put a bead around. You can put a lot, or a little. With the covers especially, I would put a lot. Yes, it's going to try to warp it, but we are going to combat that by stacking some stuff on top. Take your paper, start from the holes, and line up the holes. Okay? Once you get the holes lined up, don't worry about the rest of the card, just get the holes lined up. Hold it really tight. Burnish it down. Yes, I used too much glue. I see that. I got a little on the fancy side. I got excited. I said all these people are watching me, so I better put a lot of glue. Oh, the Psycho Kitty's loose. Yeah, can y'all hear the Psycho Kitty? Love her to death. I do. But man, she gets loud when she wants attention. And she don't want attention from us humans either. It's the dog. She wants the dog's attention. Okay, so we've got this one glued down right here. You can go back if you want and press it. Smooth out any little bubbles. See how that worked a little bit, but not a whole lot. Okay, now I'm gonna switch glues. You don't have to, but I am. I'm gonna switch to my all-purpose glue because I've got 2 gallons of it that I'm trying to get rid of. Take your glue, and it's especially helpful if you have an applicator tip, especially if you want to leave a pocket, because that way you won't run as much glue out. Take your glue, take your glue, as soon as you find one that works, run your little bead here, down this side, and down this side. And you can see my hands aren't perfect, I'm shaky. And then you're going to go on this side of the holes, kind of box them in, okay? And then you just want to goop up in between the holes. Again, does not have to be perfect. With this paper, it's a little easier. You don't need near as much glue. Line up the holes, just like we did before, okay? And then, once you've got that done, do it again. And again, and again, and again. And when you're done doing it again and again and again and again, then you will have a block. And your back card, this one's not, but your back card will be attached. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attach this one because it's easier to show you if I just do that. Gotta give me one of those little stands or build me one or something so that I don't have to keep squishing my glue too much. Put a little less glue this time. Okay, and I'll take my text block and just flip it over. Line up the holes. You can probably see the top of my head, can't you? Don't look too close. I can't see back there, so it might be uneven shave on the back of my head. Just line up the holes. This is why I don't always, when I'm batch doing these, I don't put the covers on until very last. That's why there was no cover on this one. And I'll show you, I'll tell you why in a minute. Now, to put your front cover on, make sure you've got the right side. I did the wrong one the first time. Don't ask. And just same process as the back cover. Wiggle the glue around till you get some on there, and try to make sure you get all the way around the corners and whatever. Turn it over. Now, if you're using a card that has a specific back, I don't know if you can see, but see how this has words on the front? Well, it has words on the back too, so you want to make sure they're lined up and they're both right side up. This one doesn't have that problem because it's just a regular bicycle deck of cards, so it's got the bicycle logo up and down, which is very, very handy when you're doing a project like this. Squish it down. Now, let me show you how we're going to keep this thing from getting too warped. Now, this is not enough weight to hold that down. That is enough weight to hold it down. Pardon me. You can use whatever you want to. Literally whatever you want to. Because it doesn't really matter. See what happens when you don't weight it down? But use whatever you want to that's heavy to weight it down and then leave it to dry. At least overnight. A couple hours, however long you think it takes your glue to dry. And then once it's dry, go over the work of the book. You take your 3 little binder rings, stick one in here, one in the middle, and one in the top. Now, I hope you make this. I do. Because it's cute. I like it. Now, oh, also, I wanted to tell you, after gluing, some of your pages may stick together. So you'll have to go in and kind of... I like to take... a tiny little nail file and just poke at them until they come apart. And if that doesn't work, then I just see the glue gets in all the holes, so you have to go through like this and make sure every page is undone. So there we go. Now, if you want to batch these or mass make or whatever you want to call it, here's what I would do. Here's what I did. Take all the cards that you're going to use, and believe me, that's far less than you think it is. See, that's why you do this. I gotta reglue that. Take all the cards you're going to use and split them up into your pairs. Yes, I plan on making a lot of these. But, two, I can always use these for anything. They're already split up. I already know that most of them have a face card on top or a special card. And I love these cards right here. But then that's what the masking tape's for. And with the covers, the cards themselves, masking tape, I think is the best option. Because you really don't want them to move while you're punching them. But get all of your covers matched up. And then go through and take all your papers and cut your papers into your strips. All of them. And then take all the skinny strips and cut them. And take all the long strips and cut them. Until you have your bundles of 20, which I would use the paper clips for because I forgot to don't use paper masking tape. Okay? And then when you're ready after that, go through and open up all your binder clips, because I promise you that's the worst part. The second worst part is opening them up. The worst part is trying to put them back together, mostly one-handed, while trying to keep them from falling out of the book. Yeah, some of them are hard to open. Okay, and then after you do that, take all your covers, however many you're going to make that day, and punch your holes. Set those off to the side. When you're ready, fold your papers. once you've got your papers folded, take each batch. Now remember, after you fold your papers, put them back in batches. You don't want to have 80 papers and have to count 20 over again. Paperclip. Or put them together. Oh wait, they're not staked or hold it that way. Then take your papers, take each batch individually, punch the holes, set them off to the side. That's what I've done here. Keep forgetting that back there might not be available. So that's what I've done here. Okay, and then I've just got my cards underneath. That way I know these have not been glued. And then I go through and I glue all my pages and put my cards on top. Once that's done, the next step is to glue my covers on, both of them, and weight them down. And then of course, once they're weighted down, put the binder rings on, open the pages. It'll take a whole lot less time if you batch everything than if you one book at a time. So here's what's up. I don't know where this came from. I could have swore that this was a YouTube video I saw, and I thought, wow, that's a really, really good idea, and I saved the YouTube video. I can't find it. So either it's been taken down or it never existed. Searching YouTube hasn't brought up anything. I've searched for playing card booklet, playing card junk journal, playing card notebook, playing card with rings, all kinds of things. I've searched a lot of stuff and I can't find it. I've even searched all the same stuff on the regular internet. Still can't find it. The closest I can find is where a lady cut a whole bunch of pages to 2.5 by 3.5, artist trading card size, and then hole punched them together. She either hole punched them together and then journaled on them, or she journaled on them and then hole punched them and then tied them up with some thin wire, which is not this. So either I saw that video and it's been taken down, or this was a fever dream and I couldn't get it out of my head. But now you have it. If anybody does know of the original video, please let me know. I would love to give credit to the original creator of this. But I just don't know who that is anymore. Okay, but if you need a template, I'm willing to make you a template, and if so, I will put it in the freebies on my Facebook group, which will be down in the description box and is also linked on my Linktree. Also in my Facebook group, which is down in the description box and is also linked in my Linktree. I don't know if you can tell that I'm trying to promote that right now. You will find, as you know, it fills out a little. I just created it today. You'll find tips and tricks and freebies and incentives, to keep you around. It's a group basically for me to put what's happening with my shop, or what new products are going in, what is selling, what isn't selling. But I also want to teach you how to do things, and I want y'all to teach me how to do things. I'm not the perfect. Y'all know that. Most of y'all anyway. The rest will learn in time, I'm sure. But yeah, go check out my links in the description box, and if you feel like it, come join my the Facebook group. There's a few of us in there now. Have some fun chats. Talk about things. Just make sure you're open to whatever comes along, because I'm not gonna promise you that there won't be religious posts. I'm not gonna promise you that there won't be pagan posts. I'm not going to promise you that there won't be I said that already. Political posts. I'm not going to promise you that there won't be, well, anything really, except anything that goes against Facebook's terms of service. However, I will tell you that every post in there will be junk journal related, or it will be removed. I'm not playing. So what I also don't want to see in there, I don't want to see anybody arguing about AI. It's an AI friendly group. I use AI. I'm not going to deny that. I don't want to see anybody arguing over their politics. If you're from the US and you want to make a page all about candidate X and I like candidate Y, oh well. As long as your page is a junk journal page and you're not solely posting that content. I don't want to see you post 40 posts in a row about candidate X. Your religion, same thing. You know, just because I post a pentagram one day or a cross the next day or whatever, I apologize to all the other religions that I've left out your symbol for this conversation. But yeah, it's just an open group. It's just an open group. Like, I'm gonna shut up. I'm rambling on because I'm excited about my group. So check out this tutorial, make it, let me know how it worked for you, and definitely come show us your makes in the Facebook group. We would love to see them. Alright? Alright. See you next time.